I see young people out there now. It's a lot easier now for people to just make a little bit of money now online, working online, and to just take off and go live somewhere where it's super cheap, and that gives the appearance of some kind of success. But I see a lot of holes and weaknesses in that. I see problems. There's blogs out there of young people that you know, are out there trying to make their way, and you know, and that's fine. I mean, as far as that particular principle, I'm not saying anything against doing that, but I think that there's something there that is missing. You know, that is you can see it in the way that they're making their way, and yet they have all these issues and these problems.
Well, is there faith with you?
Well, that's just it. I mean, if there isn't any kind of faith there, then you're just going out around doing whatever you think is going to make the most sense to do, and it just doesn't work. It's only when people have an inappropriate desire for material things, expensive material lifestyles, that their life is imbalanced. There's more to life than being able to take a strong currency and spend it in some weak currency place. You know,
oh,
I mean,
definitely.
You really haven't.
That's right.
Yeah, you really haven't addressed the major issues of life. Just because you can now pay your way doesn't mean that you have addressed major issues in life. I see these young people that are going out there, and you know, and then the first thing is they want to find themselves someone to share their life with after they've done all these things, and you see that they start, you know, going down the path of, you know, oh gee whiz, look at this, I found this girl and she likes the same things I do, and you know, and pretty soon they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're living in the same house and traveling together, and then after just a few short months they start fighting and arguing, and then they're broke up. You know, and there's that
both heartbroken.
You know, and then there's that pattern, and I think that it's giving a lot of these young people a false sense to be out there and doing these things. And I'm just saying that consistent with the proper foundations of God and family, I think that they could have the support of their families. If, you know, obviously the families with faith is what it comes down to. You know, families with faith are supportive of one another. That's all. I'm not saying anything other than that. You know,
because we believe in godly courtship rather than dating, and there's a big difference, especially in attitude.
There's a sexual consummation there that distorts a relationship and causes problems in the long run, or even in the short run. Because when I was thinking about this particular young man on the blog, he didn't, I mean, he was really, I could sense that he was genuinely searching for the woman he wanted to spend his life with and just share his life with and be with. There's something missing there when there's no foundation there on God, and then the relationship progresses pretty quickly, and it consummates itself as a marriage, and it's
That's
not
right.
a marriage.
Even if they don't have sex, they're emotionally attaching themselves to each other without commitment, and that is just as bad or worse than having the physical act of sex.
They figure out they're not getting along. They don't really understand why, and then they break up.
There's no reason to give away your heart and your mind and your soul to somebody that you haven't made a commitment with.
Well, and this ties in with what we've been saying from the very beginning, and that is, when you have a family-centered lifestyle, you're able to be more supportive of your sons. And not that you have to sit there and babysit them all the way, but I'm just saying that at least you're there for them. You can be there for them if, you know.
Parents are supposed to be there for them.
Well,
that's what godly courtship is all about.
Yeah.
That's right.
Though they're, you know, someone's 18 or 20 and they do have a good strong foundation, they've been taught right from wrong and all that and what they should do, and yet, you know, to just be out on their own completely without, you know, my opinion is that to be godly parents, to be able to be there for your sons or daughters, would be to still be a supportive and encouraging role, rather than just completely sever, you know, a relationship and say, well, you're on your own now. How they should go from the very beginning, obviously they have a knowledge base, so that shouldn't be discounted. However, I think that it's possible still at that age to be, to make mistakes, you know, that's all I'm trying to say, and I think it's still a good idea to be able to maybe, you know, be available to maybe assist in avoiding those mistakes, you know, but that's my opinion, you know. What do you think about what I was saying, Brandon?
Well, you know, I agree with that. I'm not where I was when I was 18. I know that. I've definitely gone a lot farther, I think, with myself since I was 18. And,
so you're
you
able.
know, some people can go out on their own at 18 and probably be fine, but I don't think everybody's going to be able to do that. You know, they need other people there, like you said, their parents, or if they're not 18, if they're in their 20s, you know, have a wife or something, and you know, because it's easy to slip, and if you're just out on your own, you know, if you don't, you know, you ultimately answer to God, but if you don't have anyone else there, you know, who are you accountable to? I mean, of course you're accountable to God, but if nobody's watching you, you know, it's easier to make mistakes. And
or to encourage.
And so if you don't, you know, if your parents aren't there, or you're not married, then that might be easier. You know, so, and 18's pretty young. I don't think parents should be sending their 18-year-olds off anywhere. You know, if that family decides that they want their kids to go to college, you know, it should be in the same city. They shouldn't send their kids off to some other city where they're going to be gone for the whole week, and maybe they come home on weekends or something. That might even be too far. But it's up to everybody, and their family and what they decide to do, I guess.
Okay, great. I'm glad we agreed.
Yeah, I'm glad we agree.